Hey honeys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about growing the booty. We are going to be talking about several tips that I have learned over the years through my kinesiology training in university, my own experience growing my booty, as well as training other clients. Now, the booty, also known as the glutes if you want to get anatomical, is the biggest muscle group in the body. And believe it or not, the strength of your glutes directly correlates with the strength of your entire body. So if you have weak glutes, you're gonna have a weak body. If we go beyond the vanity or wanting to have a bigger booty and look nice, actually thinking of it in a more practical way in terms of strength and increasing your health, having a nice, firm, tight booty that has lots of muscle in it is actually very helpful and very healthy for you. So I'm gonna be doing a workout, and during the workout, I'm gonna be talking about different things with the different moves that I'm doing that make a huge difference. It doesn't feel like a whole lot of difference while you're doing the workouts, but over time, as you continue to do your workouts, as you continue to grow strength, to grow that booty, you will see a huge difference. So follow along. If you're not following along and you're just passing time, that's okay, stay with us. I'm gonna be sharing some tips that you can use in your next workout, and you don't necessarily have to do it now, but make sure you stay till the very end, because the last tip is actually one of the most important tips that I have personally learned that has made an incredible difference in growing my booty. I'll show you guys a picture right here. So if you want to see that change, make sure you listen to all these tips, and without further ado, let's just get right into the workout.
Alright, so throughout this workout, I'm going to be giving you tips that accompany each exercise, so you can follow along or just listen along and pay attention to each tip. The first exercise that we're doing is an activation exercise, and I always encourage you to do activation exercises. Get those muscles firing and ready to work before we go into the larger compound exercises like a squat. This exercise is going to be pretty challenging, and by the end of the exercise, your glutes should be pretty tired out. So the next exercise that we're about to do is a squat. This one comes with two tips. The first one is to squat, but squat much lower than you're used to. When you squat only halfway, a lot of the tension is going into your quads rather than your glutes, and it makes your quads get bigger. So if you're looking to target your glutes, make sure you're squatting a little bit lower. The other tip is that you're pushing through your heels. Your toes, you can see my toes, they're lifting off the ground a little bit, and that shows that all the weight that I'm putting into my feet is in my heels. Having all your weight in your heels activates your posterior chain and allows the tension to be more on your glutes and hamstrings rather than your quads. The next exercise that we're about to go in is speed squats. Now, my fourth tip for you is to vary up the way that you squat. Oftentimes we pick one stance to squat in, but when you go narrow squats, or if you go wide squats, in this exercise we're doing it narrow, this actually helps you activate different parts of your glutes, and so you get a more round shape. The next exercise that we're going into that comes with the 5th tip is lunges. Now, one thing that often is overlooked is the fact that if you're going to be building your glutes, you're going to be wanting to work unilaterally. Oftentimes we have one side that is stronger than the other, and if we only do both sides together, like squats, exercises like squats, then we don't give the weaker one some time to catch up and some extra tension to catch up. So make sure you do an equal amount of reps on each side, and this will allow your glutes to grow evenly. So the next exercise we're going into is a pulsing lunge. And this tip is to tell you that you can tilt your body forward and play with the position of your body to see where you feel the most glute tension. Sometimes a lot of the tension will go to your quads when you're doing a lunge, but if you play with the position of your torso, you can really target your glutes. Again, make sure you do the same amount of reps on each side. The next exercise that we're going into is a glute bridge with a band, and this leads me into my next tip in telling you that using resistance can also help you grow your glutes faster. Using resistance bands, using weights, whatever it is that puts that extra tension on your muscles will challenge your glutes to grow more. Thanks for watching this far, and if you're working out, great job, keep it up. I just wanted to remind you right now to subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. I love sharing more information with you guys, and I drop videos weekly. So make sure you're subscribed and give this video a thumbs up. All right, so the next exercise is a single leg glute bridge, and that brings me to my next tip is to work in isolation. Isolate the glutes. You don't have to always be doing large movements like a squat or a deadlift. You can do smaller movements, and that will target the glutes a little bit more and challenge them to grow more. Don't be afraid of those uncomfortable exercises that make you isolate the glutes. You're doing so great. Our second last exercise today is pop squats. Now this brings me into another tip is to get explosive with your exercises. If you're just doing stationary exercises, you're not activating all of the muscle fibers that you can possibly activate. Make sure you get explosive, add a little jump in there, and you'll see a huge difference in the shape and the firmness and the plumpness of your glutes. Our last exercise today is an ab exercise, and that brings me to another tip. Making sure that you're tightening your core, strengthening your core, and bringing your waist in will also increase the appearance of your glutes. It's almost like an illusion. Your glutes are going to look a bit bigger if your waist is a little bit smaller. So it's important to do ab workouts as well. Challenge the abs and lose a little bit of extra fat in the kitchen, and that's what we're going into next.
Great job on completing that workout if you followed along with me. Now we're gonna go to the kitchen and I'm gonna show you some tips in the kitchen that are gonna help you build a booty faster. So the first tip in the kitchen is making sure that you have enough protein. Protein is the building block of your muscles. You need protein to grow your muscles and to lose fat. Protein can come in many forms. We have this lean whey that I sometimes take after workout. I can use this as a shake or put it in with some fruit, some berries, spinach, make a smoothie out of it. This one's from Fitonomy. If you guys want to buy from Fitonomy, I have a code. It's in the description for you. This one's a quick fix. This one is if you're on the go, if I have to go pick up my baby and he's crying, or like he just had a nap and he woke up, this is the best way for me to get my protein. Another way for me to get protein is through eggs. Eggs are a great source of protein and healthy fat. So this is a great breakfast meal or even a lunch or brunch. Having this after a workout or throughout the day is a great idea. And a third alternative that I really like is the Chobani yogurt. It has 12 grams of protein, 9 grams of sugar, and 2% milk fat. So this one's a great option as well to get my protein in. And then throughout the day, you can get proteins from your vegetables, you can get proteins from lean meats, from fish, and choosing the right protein sources that don't have unhealthy fats and unhealthy carbs in it is going to be the best for you to reach your goals. Now, carbs is another thing that is kind of taboo when it comes to losing weight or gaining muscle. The conception is that carbs are bad for you, but really, if you're utilizing carbs properly, utilizing the right carbs, it's actually going to help you with your goals. It's going to help you grow that bigger booty and help you grow that muscle. Let me show you some examples of great carbs that you can incorporate into your daily routine that will help you grow that booty. So when you're looking at carbs, what you want to focus on is looking for carbs that aren't simple. And what I mean by that is that the carbs that are easily broken down are sugars. So if you're having, for example, bread or cake or candy or white pasta, those carbs actually are broken down super quick. They don't require much energy from the body to break down, and that's why they're easily stored as fat. So what you want to look for is complex carbs. Complex carbs, you guessed it, are harder to break down by the body. The body requires more energy to break it down, and so it's burning more calories while it's being broken down. We have sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are a great source of carbohydrates. They're healthy, they have vitamins in them, they are complex, and they're a great addition to a lunch, a dinner, even breakfast sometimes. They're a great option. Steel cut oats. Steel cut oats are really great as well because, again, you guessed it, they're harder to break down by the body and it gives you a lot of energy. So having steel cut oats, for example, having overnight oats, put it in the fridge overnight, wake up the next morning, get your workout in, or even before your workout, you have your oats and you're good to go for the day. And if you love pasta, look for pastas that are made from different things rather than just regular old white wheat. This one is a chickpea pasta, and it has 12 grams of protein per serving in this pasta. So it has a higher content of protein, which means that it's not going to be as simple to break down. You're going to need to break down the protein, you're going to need to break down the carbohydrates, and it also has a little bit of fat in there. Usually regular white pastas have a whole lot of carbs, little to no protein, and little to no fat. Finding an alternative that will kind of like curb your craving but also have healthy alternative is a great option. So that was one of the biggest tips that I learned over time and over experience, is that if you try to cut out carbs, your booty is actually gonna shrink. Your body and your brain actually runs off of carbs. You need carbs to build the body that you want. Don't be afraid of them. My final tip for you guys is to make sure that you're working your booty. Work your booty 2 to 3 times a week. Don't just give it 1 day a week. If you really want to see fast results with your booty gains, make sure that you're putting the work in. Sometimes back in the day, not now, but back in the day, I used to train my booty 4 or 5 times a week. And that doesn't necessarily mean just doing booty those 4 days. You can do booty and abs. You can do booty and arms. You can do, you can focus on different parts. And in time, if you stay consistent, you will see results. If you're consistent in the kitchen, as well as with your workouts and your well-being. I'm hoping that you guys can take a few of these home and use them to up your booty game. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button now. Make sure you like this video. Tell me what you liked about it in the comments, or something that you didn't know from this video. Write it down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.